we all know to some regard what there is to do. I was reading Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, some time ago. And he says, the majority of people start hitting their success because, of course, he's interviewed and observed successful people. And it was like 40 to 55, like a range of where they hit this. I remember in my 20s reading that. It's like, oh, I'm ahead of the curve. I'm getting this info. That makes sense. Well, shit, we get into it right now. And effective, successful, yes. And for my potential, for my opportunity, I find here late 30s, 38, going towards 40. And actually having experienced what you're talking about, the pain to reflect on, where yes, I read the book and know the thing, and I thought the same thing. Mentees, 18, 19-year-old talk to you like, oh, you get it then, start then, or like, let me tell you this, and I'd sit back and watch into the same thing, my own life. I can look at, and it really requires the experience. There's like the life journey that you're on, because at some point, priorities, hormones, whatever lines up with it, the distractions and wherever else you can put that focus is going to be vested there until you have the lesson of, ain't you tired of this shit? Like, ain't it time for this to actually, let me just sit here, get this thing in, and now is the time, and that is where the focus comes. And it is, I'm getting closer for it. I haven't had 10, 15 years. I hadn't felt like I fucked off wasted time, and I can look back and reflect on what I was investing the time in, acknowledge and honor, especially in the world of mastering, it's just the facts. Other things, those distractions were more important. That we say, I'm tired, I need to relax. All the excuses of, I'm taking care of a family, I'm living life, building myself, growing myself, and I can still look at, if when I read that book, I had the focus, the maturity to focus and put my efforts and energy 4 or 5 hours a day into my passion and craft, when I make the time for it a priority, I would have been watering a tree 15 years ago. What would it be today? And yes, it's just, I just find that element, like the humanity of it. We can get the information. Oh, statistics say the average. Well, fuck it, I ain't average. I'm gonna be out here and do the same damn shit, just as human as everybody else. Like, damn, I'm right on time. What the fuck? In the background of the focus conversation is discipline, because some of the early phases, validation. I'm just thinking of the spectrum of where we start. If needs aren't met, it breeds resentment. You can be in a relationship dynamic, whatever, like one of those, a hierarchy of needs. Like if the need's not met, if you're thirsty, dehydrated, it's the most important thing, most important priority. And then when it reaches that surplus or anything really just in the optimal homeostasis, it's not necessary, it's not positive or negative. It's, well, do I want to? Why would I? Like you could lean either or. That's where the discipline comes into play. Like where does it actually factor in? And the maturity is to what I was talking about earlier, the responsibility that, it may lean you into something that spills over even if you're not even aware of it, thinking about it, preparing for it, and it can just happen as par for the course that comes along with it. There is kind of a tree planted when we talk about distraction with feminine, specifically in the context of women. Because to that, there's a level of, because as you increase value as a man, as you increase your value, what you're putting into, there's the, well, they say don't chase women, chase money, and the women come with it. So there's also an element of, you can go, get your 5 flavors right now at Baskin Robbins with the budget you got. But as far as in value budget, not literally money in your pocket. But if you go and write the book, if you go and follow the purpose, make the difference out in the world, you got the full 32 flavors every time you open the door. That's him. He didn't chop in that wood, putting in that work. And there's also a delayed gratification to that, even if the quality of potential partner prospect where you are is not where you envision, because you're so ambitious, or the women around can't even fathom the level you're going to take it to, not where they could even follow. Like there'd be too much grooming and work. Like this bracket ain't worth it. Let me just grind in and focus, and then you have access to that higher tier, higher caliber. That's even a delayed gratification. So it's like you're speaking to the 80-20 or 90-10%. Part of it can be that maturity and recognition. Well, I've had enough, at this tier, how many times you want to go ride on the ride at Six Flags?